The dominant belief was that if communities knew what was in the law, in this very progressive law, then, it's an awareness problem. People don't know. And then we did this assessment, and people do know. They can't quote the provision from the law, but they really have a lot of understanding about what their rights and their responsibilities are under the law. It was also assumed that local authorities didn't know, or that they wouldn't be helpful. But when we were saying, when I want to resolve a dispute, I'd much rather go to the local authority than to try to resolve it in my family. My family's going to be biased, but the local authorities will help me. What they also told us is that NGOs, government, they got to stop telling women what their rights are. And they have to reach out to our menfolk, and they need to understand. So we ended up taking all that learning that we got from that gender assessment, and we put together an approach where we were doing a campaign on gendered land rights, specifically targeting men and boys. And not just saying, hey guys, this is what the law says, but we did some formative research to say what were their attitudes and beliefs about inheritance, about gifting land, about making decisions with their spouses on land issues, to really understand how they felt about different things, and then tailored the campaign to get at areas where there was systematic bias, or they felt, for example, that women who were in more de facto unions, like common law types of marriages, shouldn't have any rights. So we're not coming in and saying, and they don't under the law, they really don't have any rights. But the approach is more that we're saying, appealing to more moral, appealing to more notions of partnership, and saying, well, if you make decisions together, there'll be more harmony in their home, or not saying that, but doing that out through radio dramas, bringing out certain role models, men who are role models who behave in more gender equitable ways, who then get rewarded in these dramas for how they behave, and can be role models that other men can latch on to. And it's not all necessarily about men, it's just about land specifically. So we might use other examples, but just to create that whole different notion of how to engage as partners, or how to think about one's daughters, et cetera.